Hey guys, it's Abby. I'm back with another video, and today I will be doing a review of The Love That Split the World by Emily Henry. I just finished this book and it was my #1 most anticipated book of 2016, and it definitely lived up to its standards. Like, this was amazing. This was a really good book and I'm really excited to talk about it. The Love That Split the World follows a girl named Natalie, and she is a Native American girl. She's mixed. She's half Native American, half white, and she is adopted. And her whole life she has been visited by this apparition or a ghost who she calls her grandmother. And she comes and she tells her Native American tales and stories. Suddenly the grandma apparition does not come anymore, and it has been a couple years since Natalie has seen the apparition. Suddenly, right before she's about to graduate high school, grandmother comes back, tells her that she has to save him in 3 months. And she does not know who this him is. Grandmother does not come back to explain anything, and Natalie is very confused on what him she needs to save. Then Natalie starts seeing things. They're called the wrong things. So a door will be a different color. Everybody will disappear. The church will suddenly be gone, or something will look different. And she does not understand what is going on in her head. She thinks she is going crazy. And you follow her through this journey trying to figure out what the heck is going on and why she is seeing things that are not real, seeing everybody disappear and crazy things like that. And this book was so good. First of all, it was written absolutely beautifully. I love the writing style. It was very raw and natural, and you could tell that the author put care into every single sentence, and I love that. It is a love story because she meets this boy, Beau, and she wonders why she's meeting him during this weird time in her life, and they start to connect and things happen. And I'm not going to give away too much because I think it's really cool to just read it as it is without knowing anything more than what's on the dust jacket. But I loved their relationship. It is kind of insta-lovey, but they point out that it's insta-lovey, so it feels like it's kind of balanced, you know, like it's supposed to be instantaneous and you're confused by it, and they're confused by it, and that is the whole point. But I loved their relationship because they were so adorable and sweet and just really good characters, and the love was so healthy. It's been so long since I've read a contemporary where the love story was healthy and good. You know, like, they're not bad for each other. There's nothing that makes you think like, oh, this is a little messed up. So that's really great. Another thing, Natalie's friends. I loved the friendships in this book because they make it important. She really depicts a good image of high schoolers in this book because her best friend is awesome, and there's not a moment where their friendship falters. And I feel like so many YA books, it's like the girl's like, oh, I don't have time for friends. I don't have friends. I'm too different to have friends. And no, this girl was normal, besides all this crazy shit that's happening to her now. And she has friends and people who love her, and she has a family who loves her even if they're flawed. But that's what a family is. They're flawed, but they love her and she loves them despite everything. And the wonderful thing about this book is it covered so many important issues, and it covered it so well. So politically correct. And that was like my thing where I was like, this is great, because I've mentioned before that I'm Native American, but I'm also half African American, so I understood what she was going through when she was never Native American enough to be considered Native American, but she was not also white enough to be considered white, and she was always thrown these racist jokes that you laugh off when you're a kid, and then you get older and you realize, wait, this is messed up. And it's a really great depiction of what it's like to grow up where you're the minority and everyone around you treats it like it's a joke, and I think that was really well done and sad. And all of these Native American tales were really interesting. I haven't looked to see if they're historically accurate, which would be interesting. I might do that and find out if the stories are accurate, if they're a real thing, because that would be really cool. Like, I'd love if it actually tied in stuff like that. There were real tribe names in it. One of the tribes was mine, and I was like, what up? Like, that's so cool. And it was such a strange situation to be reading about a character who reminds you of yourself. You know, like, it's not always like that when you are a person of color or someone who has a disability and stuff like that, and that's why diversity and YA is so important, because reading this book I felt understood, and that's so important and so amazing. You feel like you're in a dream when you're reading this, which is just the coolest thing, and the cover is absolutely stunning just on its own. There are a couple lines that I marked in here that I loved, and my favorite, oh, let's just do this, okay? Because I felt like it was just the best thing and literally the definition of love. I don't love Beau yet, I don't think, but being with him feels like a better version of being alone, and in that way, I think we are each other's. How cute is that? I love that so much. Here's another good one. It's true that nothing has the potential to hurt so much as loving someone, but nothing heals like it either. Those are so good. I just love this book. I'd want to write a book like this. And the way that it ended, it didn't seem rushed. It wrapped up very nicely. I mean, it's a contemporary, so it's going to end all open and like make you think about it and stuff, but it was so good. And I keep calling it contemporary because that's what it felt like, but it's not, because it's got some weird like sci-fi elements. So I don't know what this is. I guess it's magical realism, but God, it's so good. I feel like the setting was so important in this book because it was constantly changing and it was so beautifully done. It felt like looking at pictures, because she lives in Kentucky. And, you know, I've never been to Kentucky. I don't know anything about Kentucky. As far as I know, there's nothing there. But the way that she describes it, it sounds beautiful. And it was amazing. And also, I enjoyed how she was adopted, and she struggled with it, but it's not like she had this horrible life. It's just trying to find a balance between her normal family and not making them feel bad, but also wanting to be in touch with her heritage, and I thought that was so important. And it also covered a little bit of, you know, relationship issues when you break up with somebody, because she goes through a breakup in the beginning of this book, or she had broken up with this boy that she dated for so long, and I felt so bad for her at certain points, but I loved how strong she was because she didn't let it define her, and she really took charge of everything that she had going on in her life, and I thought that was really, really endearing, and Natalie was an amazing character. And the depiction of love was so perfect, and I don't know what made it so perfect, but it felt like you were the one that was in love. It felt like falling in love for the first time, and it was so amazing because you read so many contemporary and YA love stories, and it's like, oh yay, yeah, they're in love, and you like ship it or whatever, but this one you're reading it and your heart hurts because you feel what the characters are feeling, and it was so amazing, and I would read anything from her. I said that even before I read this book, and I'll say it again, like, I want her to put out more books, and I want to read them because it's like the most lyrical writing ever, and I love it. This is like gotta be in my top favorite books right now, because it's just like, after I read it, I couldn't read anything else. Nothing else was as good as this. And I think that says something, because usually I'll spiral right back into another book. This was so, so good, and I really appreciated this book. I feel like this was like, I'm thanking the author for this book because it was so well done, well written, thought out. You could tell she put everything in this book, and I loved that. I don't even know what else to say. Like, I wanted to say more, but I'm running out of critiques because it's like, it was just so good. Like, I can't even get into like 40 pages and you're sucked in, and I read it within a day and a half, and it was perfect. Because that's all there is. It's just perfect. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I'm not sure how long it is because I just got really rambly in there, but I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you want to, and I will see you guys in my next video.